Hey everyone, it is Tanya. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another speed build. Today I'm going to be building a decently sized family home. This is going to be a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom family home that's actually going to be set in the winter. I know right now it's not, but that's because I was just starting to build it. I wanted to figure out the structure and it wasn't originally going to be a winter build. This is actually something I built over on stream. I do stream 3 days a week over on twitch.tv/Gryphi if you're interested in joining us. And I was originally basing this house off of a picture that I found of a real life house that I thought was really pretty. It doesn't end up being exactly like that. We kind of went off the picture at first and then changed our mind. And this ended up being a winter family home. And I think it just comes out so cute in the end. I'm very proud of this one, particularly the inside of the build. I love the interior of this so much. It is so cozy. It's like browns and blacks and like a white Christmas tree. And I don't know, it gives me like Crate and Barrel or Pottery Barn vibes, if that makes sense. So that is what you'll get to see on the inside of this build. I really do hope you will like it. If you do and you'd like to download this build, it will be available on the Sims 4 gallery. You can find it under my EA ID, which is Gryphi, Gryphi. You could also find it under the hashtag #MissGryphi, and that information will also be in the description down below as well. But this was just so much fun to do. Like I said, it wasn't intended to be a holiday home, but I feel like that's just kind of the mood I'm in right now. I am so excited for the holidays. This time of year is so much fun. I'm even doing Vlogmas this year. I'm sure you're probably familiar with what Vlogmas is, but if you're not, it's like filming your life every day up until Christmas. I do have a vlog channel. I will link it down below if you're interested in checking it out. But I'm uploading every single day this month over there. My name is Just Tanya, and I would love it if you would come join us. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers on that channel, so it'd be really cool to hit that sometime soon, maybe during Vlogmas. So anyway, with that out of the way, we are messing around here with the shape of the house because for some reason I thought it was looking too big. I wanted it to look a little bit smaller, but I still wanted this sort of large front to it. So we ended up extending the front porch, which I think helped a lot. And I just keep fiddling with the scale of this house until I'm happy with how it looks. And I just think it looks great in the end. I love the roofing situation. The upstairs is actually really small in this house, but we still fit a lot into the home. The primary bedroom is on the bottom floor. There's 2 bedrooms upstairs and then like a storage room and a bathroom. I lately have been adding a lot of storage rooms into my Sims houses in the attic space, and it's because I end up with really weird rooms up there. And it's kind of nice to have a spot to put all of those items that you only sometimes use, like the decoration box or just some fun clutter for storytelling. So I did that again in this build. You could probably repurpose it and make it into like a laundry room or have like some kids' toys in there, maybe a very narrow office. There's definitely, you know, things you can change that space into if you grab it off the gallery. So hopefully it's not too weird of a space. But anyway, at this point, we were trying to paint the outside. I started with this like sort of cobblestone. This came with the bowling pack and I really like it here. I think it looks really pretty. But in the winter, the build just felt a little bit too light or washed out or something like that. So I did end up changing all of the colors out here to be slightly darker. Plus, I started working on the interior and it was a lot darker of a color scheme. So it felt like the outside didn't match the inside. So I ended up changing to like a darker stone, like a black, and a lot of the accents here. I believe all the windows changed to be black windows as well. I was very happy with that decision, but as you can see right now, that is not the case. Builds just tend to, you know, develop and change as I work on them. So this was the case with that. And you can see I'm changing over this exterior piece in the front because we're going to change where the front door is. This is actually something that was based on the original photo. There was like 2 doors, and I think the one off to the side, that little white door, was for a porch space. So I end up sectioning that off so you can't just walk right up there. There ends up being a half wall there or like a little fence, and then the front door is through this little archway, which I think looks so pretty. It's such a unique front of the house. I was really happy to get inspiration for that from the photo we were looking at. I will try to remember to link it down below, but it was a cool one. If not, you can go ahead and take a peek at this full Twitch stream. The VOD is still available on my channel, twitch.tv/Gryphi, if you're interested in watching the full version back. I used to upload all of my VODs to a second channel here on YouTube called More Gryphi, and I just got really overwhelmed and stopped. But I'm hoping in the new year to get back to actually uploading them over there. So if you're more interested in watching streams back here on YouTube, hopefully that will also be an option again sometime soon. So if you want to subscribe to that, that should be linked down below as well. Anyway, I am just drawing out a path here, getting a walkway over to the side yard, and you might notice right now the house is backwards. I do flip it back around. I was just doing this because the lighting was better on the back of the house at this time. So for figuring out how I wanted everything to look, I just thought it was nicer to look at in this orientation. So that's what we're working with for the moment. And I'm just trying to figure out which trees I want, evergreens versus ones that are going to lose their leaves. Since I, at this point, was like, okay, this is going to be in the winter. So just picking all of those out, getting a nice gate over here through the fence. There's not really a matching one for that fence that isn't blue, so oopsies. So I always have to go ahead and use a different one, but you can see now we're in the winter, but I don't have any snow yet. I wanted to just get an idea for the landscaping, and then all of a sudden there should be snow. Throughout the course of the rest of this build, there will be differences in if there's snow, a little bit of snow, a lot of snow, all of that, so that I can see what I'm doing for the rest of the landscaping. And then, of course, I will be decorating the inside, and it doesn't really matter if it's snowing or not for that portion, but getting a nice wreath on the outside of this house. I believe I also end up adding one upstairs on that dormer that pops out. It looks so nice. I ended up using this one from Seasons and scaling it a little bit because it actually has some snow and stuff on it. I think it's fake, like flocked snow, but it looks a little bit more realistic and nice for this snowy vibe I was going for. And of course, I had to get these snow piles. These are in July Edit Objects, and they came with Snowy Escape, and it just looks like there's big piles of snow. Obviously, they look a little silly when there's not actual snow on the ground as well, but when there is, it actually looks like there's big accumulations of snow, and I really like that. But anyway, we are inside now and working on this floor plan, trying to figure out how to make the bedrooms work, and it does take a little bit of fiddling, but I do figure it out in the end. I just have to move the stairs to this little corner. And it looks really weird over here. I'm not going to lie. It does. But that space actually ends up being an indoor and an outdoor closet. And that sounds a little odd, but like I wanted it to be like a little built-in shed space for your Sims to have for maybe some like gardening supplies and cleaning supplies, like just stuff you might use outside. So that's what I ended up using that space for. It's a little odd, but I thought the stairs looked so good there. So I just kind of went for it because the rest of the house worked so nicely. So as you can see, we end up having like a really big living, dining, kitchen space. It ends up with a pretty modern shape to it, and I really, really love it. I think it flows so beautifully together, and you'll see the furniture I end up picking a little bit later. The ones I have right now are just placeholders to get an idea of the space I'm working with, and then I'm placing down some random items here to, you know, symbolize the rooms. So the primary bedroom, and there's an office downstairs, and there's going to be the 2 bedrooms upstairs as well. And we actually end up starting here in the living space because I wanted to place down a fireplace first. And at this point, I hadn't decided that I was going to put any kind of Christmas decorations in here at all. I just wanted it to be wintry. And I don't feel like I went overboard with Christmas decorations. We really just have a tree and a couple of like little things on tables here and there. I was mostly just going for like cozy winter, not overwhelmingly Christmas. But I was like, oh, look at the tree. Look at how pretty it looks. And so at first I was going for a more traditional Christmas tree with, you know, the green tree and the red ornaments. But as I start placing down other furniture, it became apparent that this needed to be a white Christmas tree. And this space was just going to look so cozy. I want this living room. I want the interior of this house. This is one of those ones that I'm ready to move into. This is my style. I love it so incredibly much. Look at how that looks with the black curtains. I used this black sofa that came with high school years, this beautiful table, and the chairs from Snowy Escape that have the throws over them. Like, oh, it's so cute. I do have the TV up on the mantle here, and we're just going to get a couple of decorations throughout. I really particularly liked this side table I chose from the Fitness Stuff pack. It kind of has that raw edge of wood. And there is that other little piece of clutter that I add throughout, which is the jars with the little Christmas trees in them. It's just really cute, but I don't think it's too over the top Christmas. And I also really loved how the chess table looked in this room, not the chess table, but like the chess board that came with the everyday clutter kit. It just looks so cozy on this table. It's such a beautiful piece of clutter to finally have in the game. I feel like it can work in any type of home. And I particularly liked the black swatch here. I also put that little like bench, or not bench, little seat that came with Jungle Adventure, the little stool between the chairs, and put some candles on it. I just think it looks really cute. And of course, getting lots of candles throughout. But then we're moving on into the kitchen space, and I really didn't like the tiles I put down. It takes some changing up here, but these are the ones I ended up going with. They're not actually a tile. They're like a wallpaper from Spa Day, but they are the perfect look for this kitchen. I really, really like them. And I paired that backsplash with the countertops here from the Cool Kitchen Stuff Pack. They're really pretty ones as well. I don't use them that often, probably because of the frosted glass. And they're a pretty modern looking counter. So they only work in certain homes, but I really, really like them here. I just think this whole downstairs flows together so nicely. And I'm doing a trick over here where I like kind of push the counters into each other to make it so I can center the stove on this side, but still have counters go all the way across. There's a little bit of clipping, but it's not too bad. I was quite happy with that. And also, speaking of clipping, there's a little bit of clipping on some of the windows in this house, because I did layer some of them. The ones in the kitchen are one of those, and then there's some out the back as well that are layered so that it looks a certain way out front. So apologies if that bothers you. But yeah, just getting a couple more decorations here in the kitchen. I do get a coffee pot, some utensils by the stove. I make sure to include a trash can in here, and we get a little bench by the window. I just think it looks super cozy, but also very clean and modern. I also really liked the light I put here in the kitchen. It is one that came from the holiday pack, and it has like garland around it. So I thought that that was perfect for this space and for the minimal like wintry Christmas decorations I was putting up. But moving on into the dining space here, I used this beautiful table from the Seasons pack, paired it with some chairs from Dream Home Decorator, and I also got another fireplace over here. So there's two in this room. I don't think it's overkill. I think it looks really cute and cozy, and I just like how the fireplaces look in the game, especially some of these newer ones. These ones are from Cottage Living. They are just the exact vibe I was going for, and it works nicely with the cobblestone that I had on the outside of the build, so I brought that in. I also decorated this hutch over here just to have some like plates and cups and a little plant, just to make the space look lived in. And I also put a painting up on the mantle as well, using the tool mod to rotate it ever so slightly. And this is going to be the downstairs bathroom. I made sure to have a shower tub combo down here because I actually have the primary bedroom down here, so I thought it was kind of important for there to be a full bathroom on this level, not just a half bath. So just getting all of the pieces that are necessary in here, like a sink and a toilet. I did use the same counters in here as I used in the kitchen. I really like to do that because it just makes the whole space feel very cohesive, and it just fit the shape of this room quite nicely to fill in this space. And I kept the brown walls, I'm pretty sure, in there. Yeah, that bathroom came together pretty quickly. But anyway, this is going to be the office that is when you first walk in the house. And this is actually the room that has that door off to that like front balcony in the front of the house. So I thought that that was really cute and cozy. You can actually add whatever you want out there. I'm pretty sure I just put a bench, but I think that would be a nice place for an easel in not winter. That would be a really cute spot for your Sims to go ahead and do some painting. I also added a actual functioning chess table in here, as well as a bookcase. I tried to keep the space fairly simple and minimal, but I still wanted it to feel fully decorated and like it's a space that's actually being used at the same time. So I put this framed magazine spread up there. I also just got like a couple more decorations on the bookshelf and the corkboard with some postcards. I just really like adding that into builds. I feel like it just adds more storytelling, whether you're actually thinking of it as having the pen pals and getting the postcards from there, or maybe they're ones that your sim collected over time. It's also nice that it's just an item that actually clips to the corkboard. I like little details like that. I think it just adds so much to a room. But anyway, this is going to be the primary bedroom. I love the bed in here. It is from Seasons. No, it's not. It's from City Living. I tried to say Seasons Living. City Living. A 4-poster bed, super modern, super comfortable looking, and I paired it with a Seasons dresser. And it just fits the whole color scheme of the rest of the house in here. It just feels so warm and inviting, and I don't know, something about this room, something about this house. I want to curl up with the fire on, watching a Christmas movie with a big cup of hot chocolate. That just sounds amazing. So anyway, that room is done, and this is going to be the storage room that I talked about. It's this really weird, narrow room at the front of the house, but I thought it looked so nice outside to have the roof like this, so I ended up keeping it. And so I have like a keg in here. We have a heater. I also put a cooler. Maybe they bring that to the beach sometimes. It's also a functional item. We have a clothing rack. Of course, the seasons like decoration box, so you can decorate the house for each season. I did use it to put some lights on the front of this house as well, so you'll see those at some point when we go back outside to finish decorating out there. There are lights hanging from the roof, which I think are just so pretty. I think it really helps the little subtle decorations that I have here. Anyway, this is going to be the first teen room, and it does not stay like this at all. I was really trying to go for like this bright pink and purple and black color scheme in here, and I didn't like it. So you'll see me all of a sudden switch course here. I'll change the color of the bed, and then this whole room ends up being more like blue and black instead of pink, purple, and black. I think it came out a lot better, but I like the concept of where I was going with this room. I was just having trouble getting it to be how I wanted it to. Sometimes I just really struggle with figuring out how to make something come together. So it ends up being gray, black, and blue instead. I know it's not as exciting. It does match the house a little bit better though, and I really like how it came out. And the other room in this house, the other bedroom, ends up being pretty pink. So we still get the pink in here. It's just not in this particular room. So I apologize if you liked the first version better. You can go ahead and change it to that if you prefer. But if you do have any ideas for other bedroom design styles, or if you want me to readdress that one, please let me know. Because I think it's so fun to have a variety of decorations in bedrooms and try and go for different concepts and design styles. It's just nice to get out of my comfort zone. I do that a lot on the channel where I try to tackle different styles I'm not familiar with, and I would love to have some more suggestions for teen and kid bedrooms in specific. So this room is like very pink. It's got a couple of touches of black because of the black windows. There's one pillow on the bed. But I just was thinking there was a kid in here. So we have a dollhouse, a nice little dresser, a couple of toys here and there, and of course posters and stuff on the wall. I also, of course, got a long mirror and a little dresser over here. I think this room came out pretty cute in the end. I was quite happy with it, and I love adding the little piggy bank item. It's actually technically like a unicorn bank, but for whatever reason, I think that item is so cute. And when I remember to add it, it's always a happy moment for me because I just think it's adorable. Anyway, we are back outside now. You can see those string lights hanging up. They're not really string lights because I think of those ones as more so like the icicle lights that dangle, but I think they look really nice here. I just put the simple ones on the sides. I didn't want it to look too busy, but I like that little bit of extra light to have on the outside of the house. Let me know if you live in a house or you used to live in a house, if your family has. Do you put lights up on the outside? I'd be very curious to know. I know I never did growing up. I never had that, but I feel like if I ever own a house, maybe, because it would look so pretty, but I also would want to do it in a way that wasn't very difficult to hang up. But I have seen a lot of TikToks lately on like really simple ways to hang up lights and ways to make it a lot easier. So who knows? Maybe TikTok will help me out in the future with that. The amount of things I have learned on that app, it's ridiculous. Anyway, if you want to follow me on TikTok, I haven't posted in a while, but I do want to get back to that as well. TikTok's a lot of fun. I'm Miss Gryphi over there, just like I am everywhere else. Anyway, just finishing up some landscaping, I decided to sort of fence off all of these little areas where I have landscaping to make it look a little bit more structured. I thought that worked nicely. We also put a swing set outside. I know it's winter. You're probably not going to use it right now. I mean, you could, but you're probably not going to. I just thought that would be a realistic thing. You're not going to get rid of the swing set in the winter. It's still going to be there. So I decided to keep that there. It helps fill in the yard, and I did keep the decorations out there fairly minimal though, because it is winter and you're probably not going to be spending much time outside. So we just have the table. I think there's a barbecue back there as well. And then I'm just getting some more rocks out front to fill in this little section of landscaping and trying to get, more shrubs and stuff around, more pieces of greenery. I want to make sure that it's going to look okay all times of year, and getting some of our terrain paint as well while I can still see the ground. And I don't think I add the snow back in before the end of this video. I think we're just decorating this little outdoor closet. And I also realized I hadn't decorated the entryway to this house. So after I do this little closet space, we will be doing the back porch and then the entryway. And I think that'll be it for the video. It's kind of funny how sometimes you forget spaces in a house and I'm like, oh, it's done. Let's take a look at it all. And then I realized I didn't decorate that space. So yeah, I got a couple of planters on the back porch, getting some more landscaping back here. So I just got like a shrub and a little bit of terrain paint. And then I should be noticing the entryway here any moment now and realizing that I should probably decorate that. I keep it fairly simple. We just get a coat rack from, I think, the Laundry Day one maybe, or Seasons Laundry Day. And I think a mirror over here as well. And that should be really it for this entryway. I think it looks nice though. I feel like it fits the style of the house to keep it really simple. Have a nice fluffy rug in there. Do I also get the temperature controls in there? I think I do. Yeah, I was looking for them just there to see if I needed them or not. And an umbrella rack by the front door. I always think that's a nice item to add so your Sims can go ahead and pick what umbrellas they use when it is raining outside. Plus, it's just a nice decor item. And of course, getting some lighting outside as well. So that way at night when your Sims go outside, it's not just pitch black. So I got a couple of these lanterns, which I think are from the cottage living pack. And I just noticed there's a piece of the roof that I didn't change the roof trim on the back of the house. So I will make sure to update that before I upload this to the gallery. But with that, that is the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. That really does help me out. You can also subscribe to the channel if you have not already and click that bell to be notified of every single time I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy those screenshots. Bye everyone.